I'm just sitting here thinking about these five women whose lives were taking too short in the Lane Bryant murders in Tinley Park in a cold February morning on a Saturday. People going to work, trying to make a living. Okay? And this guy came in. He didn't even come in through the front, he came in through the back door. He had delivery papers, and they were confused. They thought he was a delivery driver. That to me seems like somebody that may have had a job as a delivery driver, because when I'm trying to put myself in a criminal's shoes, especially like someone that's going to rob somebody, I mean, I'm going in the front of the building, right? I'm not even thinking about pretending I'm a delivery driver, bringing delivery paperwork, and then going in there. And what else is very interesting is he was in there for 40 minutes. So what are you doing in there for 40 minutes, right? You're getting people to duct tape each other. But I feel like, was there a loved one? Was it like a domestic thing where, like, an ex lover, where he went in, he was stressed out, he didn't want to leave the person? Maybe there was some type of domestic thing where one of the ladies that worked there didn't want anything to do with the guy. So he tied everyone up, but then he didn't want to leave because he knew when he left, he knew they're going to identify him. And he just didn't want to leave, right? So, like, if you're like super obsessive with somebody, you're not going to want to like leave, especially when you're in the middle of like a major crime where you're like, holy cow, I'm never going to see this person again. She's going to tell on me. I just want one more moment with her to see her and try to tell her how good of a man I am, or whatever type of strategy he's trying to use. I mean, that could be an angle. I think they did clear. I think that's probably one of the first thing that the police do is they talk to, obviously, the victims' family members and see if there's any, boyfriend. That's like the number one thing, like, boyfriend, husband, family member, friend. So I would hope that the Tinley Park police would go through that and be able to make sure those people are checked and basically scrubbed until they're squeaky clean alibis and there's no domestic stuff, because that's the first thing I think cops look for. But the crazy part is, like, the FBI, the state police, the sheriff's police, the county police, they had descriptions of the vehicle. Why are we not, you know, calling 30 miles ahead, right, and doing highway closures, right? Because there was a cop at the Target parking lot that was 200 feet away. Why are we not doing highway closures? Like, radio in Illinois State Police, hey, uh, let's shut down the Joliet Highway. Let's shut down another 60 miles past that. Let's put up checks, right? Because it was right off of the highway. So let's do road checks. Let's stop cars, right? So, like, they really dropped the ball on a lot of things. And it's been 18 years. And the description of that person, right? They have them too on tape going, don't be the hero, don't be the hero, I'm losing it. Like, just that mindset of don't be the hero, to like think of something of that type of dialect to say right off the bat, off the cuff like that, almost means like you've robbed people before. And then having that delivery paperwork and going through the back door and pretending you're a delivery driver and going to a Lane Bryant women's clothing store out of all the things to rob is just like, seems like it was like his comfort zone. Like, he's done deliveries before. So with that said, that's one thing I found really strange. And then, sorry, I'm just trying to walk through this logically. So you don't go in the front. You're in there 40 minutes. You're you're doing a delivery driver type route. You're in, you shoot everybody. The cops 200 feet away, right? They don't look for the suspect, but then the suspect had cornrows and he had a lock of hair going down with four green beads. That's very unique. Four green beads is something where a friend, a family member, associate, acquaintance, that's something where you know that who that person is. That sticks out to you. So it's definitely somebody in the neighborhood that knows somebody, okay? Because that 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 sixth victim who lived, who got shot, and he thought he shot her in the head and hit her in the neck, and she lived. I think someone's banging actually on the hotel room door. I'm at a hotel because I'm going to like the Jeffrey Dahmer site tomorrow, but somebody's like banging because I talk too loud, and I'm kind of tired because I've done podcasts all day. Because the whole thing about trying to do as many touches as possible, many views, because you want to spread the word as much as possible, especially with this new documentary going out. Even the filmmaker said, get content creators, get a lot of views behind this, because all it takes is that one view. That one view that the person that knows the person that does it finally feels guilty enough, where he has like a come to God moment and just has so much guilt and finally just folds and calls it in. And that's what we're hoping for. Thanks for watching. The guy's pounding on the door. So I'm going to probably log off here. Sorry to kind of be laying down in the hotel bed. I'm a little bit tired from the day. Have a nice evening. Thanks for watching Ted Investigates.